Hey everybody, welcome back for another memory keeping plan with me. So this is for the week of November 17th through the 23rd, and from here on out we're going to be doing just standard 7-day weeks. So I was using leftovers that I've been holding on to for a very long time because in the fall I always change my mind, it seems, about like what kit I'm using. So this is a kit from Lynner Designs called Warm by the Fire. I believe she's still selling this one. I used it a couple years ago and these are just the leftovers that I have left, but I really do love this kit and the colors in it, so I wanted to make sure to use the leftovers. And then I brought in a couple of full boxes that I just had like one full box left from certain other like almost fall themed kits. So I'm kind of disposing of the sheets that I know I'm not going to use. They'll go into my leftovers collection, but I'm just kind of sorting out which bits from the leftovers I can use this week and which ones don't match as well. I'm not going to talk like super in detail about everything that happened this week. It was not like the most interesting week. I did interview for the first time for a full-time professor job. I didn't end up making it to the second round, so I wasn't a finalist for the job, but I'm glad that I went through the whole experience of interviewing for that job. So that was really the focus of the first half of the week. The second half of the week, we really started putting up like mostly our Christmas tree because it arrived because we had ordered it online and got it delivered to our house. And then we went up to Apple Hill, which is an area kind of in the foothills of Tahoe that has a lot of apple orchards and wineries and things like that. And we went to one of the orchards, shopped around, bought a bunch of apples and apple products, just kind of had a chill day out. And that's really all that happened. It wasn't that interesting, I'm sad to say. I do really love this hot chocolate box in the upper right hand corner because this time of year I drink a lot of hot chocolate, like in the evenings. It's probably not the best thing for me, but it's warm and it's like a nice sweet treat at the end of the night. So I enjoy that. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of me just kind of shuffling through different full box options and laying down the base of the kit. I'm also going to pull in some washi from Scotch that is quite old, and I didn't know if it 100% matched the kit, but it sort of did, so it was the best I could do. I didn't have any leftover washi that like exactly matched the kit at this point. That habit tracker is for flossing, but I'm going to switch it out for a different color because I decided having these two different purple colors next to each other was not pleasing to the eye. But yeah, the this week header and the weekly checklist are both from leftovers from the other two kits that I pulled in, the Halloween full box and the girl like on an autumn hike full box. Those were two different kits. And so those functional bits in the sidebar are from those two kits. And then I'm just kind of straightening things out here. And then I'm going to realize, I think I want a different color habit tracker here because the purple, the kind of like dusty purple next to the more purple purple, if that makes sense, didn't really work for me. I'm thinking I'm going to actually just speed this up and save you the details and make this video just a little bit shorter. One moment. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. I was like, there's literally nothing else I can say about this base. So I did have little bits of leftover kind of like plum-colored foil. I was like, is that the right word? Yes. From a shop that I'm no longer going to be shopping with. And then we can just get into the day by day because, like I said, it was a pretty quiet week, just work and surviving. So we'll just jump into the day by day. On a Monday, the first thing I marked that it was raining, so I'm going to mark that with a Sweet Ava's paper cat with an umbrella. And then I went and taught all my classes, so I have a Sweet Ava's paper cat in front of the blackboard. Then I graded and did some interview prep. So part of my interview was a teaching demonstration, so I wanted to make sure that I had my timing right for that teaching demonstration, so I was practicing some of that. So both of those stickers are also going to be from Sweet Ava's paper. And sorry if my computer is like super loud now in the background. I came home and wanted to kind of chill out a little bit, so I put on some cat TV for the cats, but also when it's just like nice nature backgrounds of birds and squirrels and things, I find that relaxing and calming as well. So I'm going to mark that with a movie night sticker from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. And then I went and taught my night classes, so I'm going to put in a backpack from Beneva Creations. I also needed to iron out my trousers for my interview outfit the next day. So I'm going to use a piece of deco from an old Lynner Designs kit. It's like a little jacket, but I don't have iron stickers because I don't know about you. Let me know, especially if you wear like more feminine clothing. I feel like I never need to iron anything. Do you? Let me know. Also, I never like see iron stickers, which is kind of funny. Let me know if you've seen them. And then I was really restless this night. I was definitely having the pre-interview anxiety. So that sticker is also from Sweet Ava's paper. Tuesday, I marked a countdown to a vacation with a beach Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. I was really nauseated, more pre-interview anxiety. So I have this like sick day sticker from Sweet Ava's paper. I did have therapy this day. So I'm going to mark that with a coffee cup from Bella Planella. So yeah, I had not scheduled this appointment on purpose this day. It just happened to be the day that we were regularly scheduled to meet. And I thought about canceling it because of the interview, but I'm like, no, I feel like it would be good to talk to somebody before my interview. It kind of meant that the whole appointment focused on my interview anxiety and like trying to reframe it as like, I'm doing the best I can. And regardless of what happens, like I got this opportunity and I'm making the most of it. So it was good to like practice that reframing before going into the interview, because then after the interview, when I wasn't feeling great about certain aspects of it, I already had that prep work done. I had my virtual office hours, so that's from Sweet Ava's paper, and then I went to the interview. It was an in-person interview. It was about an hour and a half long, so I marked that with a brainstorming cat from Sweet Ava's paper. I had to basically give a writing sample in the form of grading a paper as well as planning a lesson around it. Then it was, of course, interview questions, and then that led into the teaching demonstration. So all of that took about an hour and a half. There are definitely some aspects of it that I think I could have done better, but I'm not going to get into all the details of that. Honestly, I've journaled about it on my own a little bit, and I think I'm just going to keep that to myself. I came home and did a voiceover because I wanted to kind of decompress. I also ran and played with both of the cats, and then we put up the Christmas tree this night. So all of those stickers are from Sweet Ava's paper. I think our Christmas tree either arrived this day or the day before. So we're like, well, normally we don't put up the Christmas tree this early. Like we're very much like after Thanksgiving type of people, but it was here and we wanted to make sure that it worked. So it was good to put it up that night. And then we watched YouTube that night. Wednesday was really simple. I taught my classes, I lesson planned, and then I was just grumpy this day, just kind of coming down off of the adrenaline for prepping for the interview, because I prepped for it for almost 2 weeks because I got invited to it 2 weeks before the date. So I really had to come down from that. So I use this Hello, I'm Trying My Best munchkin from Once More With Love, because that is how I feel this time of year, regardless. I'm just doing the best that I can. And that's all you really have control over, you know? Thursday, we had more rain. I'm really glad it didn't rain the day of the interview. I'm not gonna lie, it was still cold, but luckily it wasn't raining. So I didn't have to juggle like a raincoat on top of everything else. I marked a countdown to a comedy show that I'm really looking forward to. This was the day I found out that I was not a finalist. HR contacted me and let me know that I wouldn't be moving on to the second round. I wasn't anticipating like how disappointed I was going to be getting that news, but I was a bit disappointed for the next couple of days. I'm fine now, but getting that initial news was a bit disappointing. I had to meet a student to make up an assignment. Not going to talk about the I adulted thing. And then I was lesson planning and grading this day as well because it was a typical Thursday. And then this night, the new episodes, or technically they're last year's episodes, but they're new to America. Holiday Great British Bake Off episodes came out on Netflix, so I went and watched those. I really recommend the Scottish New Year episode. The Christmas episode is like a bunch of random British celebrities that I don't care about. I really have not been happy with the holiday episodes that are just celebrity based, and like bring back more of the old castmates. Like I don't need to see these other people. But the Scottish Hogmanay episode is really funny and quite educational too. So that was fun. That cat on the holiday couch is from Sweet Ava's paper. Friday, I marked my husband working from home. I washed all of our bedding, and then I had a meeting at one of my jobs to go over my semester evaluation, graded more papers, and then we went out for sushi. So that sticker is from Bunny Bear Plans. And then we were continuing our rewatch of Stranger Things 4, so that sticker is from Carly Plants, the lighter. I forget who has a lighter. It's like a big part of season 4 when they're like after Vecna, I think, if I remember correctly. Saturday, the first thing I marked is that My Chemical Romance's album Danger Days was 15 years old this day, and I'll explain more why that matters on this day later in the day. So I have a little record from Corks and Corks Co. for that. I posted to Instagram, my planner Instagram, which I like to mark because I don't often do that. So I have a little Instagram sticker from Papershire. And then we went up to Boa Vista Orchards. That particular place, they don't necessarily let you go in the orchard. I'm going to use an apple picking sticker for it, but our version of picking apples was just going through their marketplace. And we got a bunch of apples that my husband turned into a pie for Thanksgiving. We got apple butter, or rather apple pumpkin butter, which is really tasty. I got an apple fritter, and I got my husband an apple strudel. We split up at some point, so he would do like the grocery shopping part of it, and I would do like the snack shopping part of it. But yeah, it was really pretty out there. I hadn't been to Apple Hill before, which is funny because I used to be in that area like all the time growing up, but I hadn't gone to any of the orchards or any of the wineries or anything like that. So I'd like to get up there more often. Boa Vista's open more than just in the fall season, so we'll probably be back there again. And then we went to Michael's, so I marked that with a shopping sticker from Corks and Corks Co. I ended up browsing the Halloween clearance section, and it was like 80% off, so I got a bunch of friendship bracelet beads that were like punk, girly Halloween for like $2. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make some friendship bracelets. So when we came home, my husband made me a whiskey sour. So I marked that with a cocktail icon from Planet Hannah. And then I made him a friendship bracelet. So I was like, what do you want? And he's like, I want Look Alive Sunshine, which ties into Danger Days being 15 years old this day. So I made him that. I finally am getting to use my Itty Bitty Sticker Co. friendship bracelet stickers. So that was cute, I thought. And then we finished Stranger Things 4 this night. So I used another icon from Carly Plants. So that meant we were ready to go for season 5 because we had rewatched the whole series at this point. Sunday, I kept getting weird notifications in my text messages for one particular account. It was acting like somebody was trying to log in, and then it was sending like the Duo authentication to my phone, and I couldn't figure out which account it was, so I just changed all my passwords related to this software that I could possibly have. I'm not going to name which one specifically because I feel like that's just there's a security risk right there, but yeah, I had to do that. I dusted, I filmed a plan with me, so those are all from Sweet It Was Paper, and then I made some more bracelets, so I have another Molly friendship bracelet sticker from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. I was really anxious this day for some reason. I can't particularly remember why. And then at the end of the day, we watched Game Grumps on YouTube. So that is this week. Sorry for a shorter video, but it was a pretty quiet week, so I don't have a lot of stories to tell. But I hope you all are doing well. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.